Yeah, we figured it out. So, dude, so how was the screen just showing in Chinese or?
Yeah, the website is in English, but when the prompts came up, they came up in Chinese because my computer system is in Chinese.
Oh, okay,
So
dude.
sometimes that happens, you know.
Dude, you're not an expert yet, man. Come on.
But I know Chinese were not expert. There's Chinese who still go to Chinese school. High school and college, they still take Chinese lessons because there's always new characters being created. So the languages keep continuing to evolve. And then, Chinese don't have an alphabet. So they have to learn the characters.
Right.
Right now, I'm practicing. I'm planning to test for the HSK, which is the equivalency for like if a foreigner came to America and testing for a TOEFL to learn to show that their capacity for English. I'm doing the same thing for a TOEFL for HSK level 4. For level 4, I need to know 3,000 characters, man.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it ain't no joke. It's all memorization.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, these cats, man, they know, like high school, they know up to 6,000 characters and more, man. It's insane.
6,000 characters. Oh my god.
That's insane, right? Yeah.
Dude. Oh my
Look
god.
at you, man. You got a podcast. Oh, that's all good. Do you put your podcast on the YouTube? You have a YouTube channel, all that?
I do have it on YouTube. I just haven't promoted it until I get about 25 recordings.
That's a good idea.
I have so far, I think it's like 10 or 12 online right now, but I have 17 that I recorded.
Okay.
So I'm putting them all up. Yeah, so I have you, I have my buddy. I don't know if you know him, I have Luis Vasquez. I'm interviewing him.
Yeah, Luis Vasquez, that's awesome.
Yeah, I have him on Thursday. So I'm interviewing just different people that they're doing their own thing, whether it's in the salsa scene, whether it's just in different scenes. I have a friend of mine that's a big EDM DJ that tours all over the world. So
nice.
So it's
sweet, man. Congratulations. That's so
awesome.
Yeah,
brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, and the reason why I wanted to, as I mentioned, the reason why I wanted to get you on the show, man, I've met you a couple of times. We really don't know each other that well, but I know that you've been a pretty integral part of the salsa scene in Los Angeles for quite some time.
Thanks, bro.
And, and a lot of people here in LA know who you are, and I remember a friend of mine that knew you as well said, "Oh, Michael's leaving. He's moving to China." And I said, "What? Damn, he's moving to where? China?"
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and it reminded me of my best friend. I have a best friend of mine who met this girl in Hermosa Beach. He met her, this is before the internet, communicated with her just over the post, sending letters. One day he decided to move to France. I'm like, what? Wow. And I said, man, that's to move. That's
hard. That's hardcore.
Yeah, that's hardcore. To move to a completely other country and not knowing the language, it's respect. Yeah.
Well, China, man, it's like moving to another planet too. It's like another planet.
Oh man.
I've been here 7 years now. Yeah.
How many years have you been there?
7 years.
Wow.
When I first came here, I live in a city called Hangzhou, and Hangzhou is known to Chinese as one of the most beautiful cities in China, and it's very beautiful.
Wow.
And when I came here, there were very few foreigners. So everywhere I went, man, people just stop and stare at me. Imagine if you saw like George Clooney or Kobe Bryant just walking down the street, and you'd be like, "Oh, wait a minute, that's what it was like." So everywhere I went, because they only see us, especially black people and foreigners, they only see us on TV during that time.
So you were just constantly getting stopped, or what?
I was. People run up to me and want to take photos with me, and everything, man.
Dude, you're like Kobe in freaking China. Everyone.
It was like I always say. I used to say to friends, it's like being a celebrity and half alien from another planet. That's what it's like. The reaction you get from people here. But now, 7 years later, we have a lot more foreigners over here. So now it's nothing.
Yeah. Wow, dude.
It's pretty normal now.
Dude, so tell me your story, dude. I want to hear your story. Why did you decide to move to China and start a
You
new
know,
life there?
when I was a
I think it's
kid,
interesting.
I grew up in LA, and I grew up on a street called Risley Drive, and Risley and La Brea. And our neighborhood was very eclectic, very mixed neighborhood. We had Latinos there,
Right.
we had blacks and whites, and we also had Chinese. My next door neighbor was Chinese. His name was Robert Ng, and we were best friends, same age.
Wow.
And his parents, they were always sweet to me, very kind to me, and I would go to his house and we would play. And then, so that was my first best friend, was a Chinese kid. And,
Dope.
and I, like most black kids and most Latinos, we grew up on Kung Fu theater. The weekends, Kung Fu theater came on,
Right.
Black Belt theater, and we go in and watch all these old Kung Fu movies, and we came to admire those guys, doing Kung Fu. So I always had this affinity for Chinese culture. So my plan was to just come here for a year, because I was going back to school again to get my degree in criminal justice administration. So I got my 4-year degree in criminal justice admin, and my plan was to come to China, get some experience, build up my resume, and go to law school.
Nice.
Come back to LA to go to law school.
Right.
But man, I came here, and the first time when I first got here, some people already knew I was coming because they had followed me on Facebook from Salsa. Salsa in China is huge.
Is it really?
Big, yeah.
Wow.
And they dance LA style, they dance New York style, and they dance Cuban style.
Okay.
And it's pretty equal, the different styles. In LA, we invite a girl to dance, and we just go and start dancing because that's what we dance on one.
Right.
But in China, when a girl comes up to you and asks you to dance, she'll tell you, she'll say on one or on two. She'll tell you that, or Cuban style.
Really?
And so you have to adapt your style, especially as a teacher, you better be able to be fluent in all the styles. Yeah.
So they make a reference as they dance on one, or do you dance on one?
Yeah, the girl will come up to you because, if you're a popular dancer, or if you're a teacher, you'll never have the opportunity to invite a girl to dance. They'll always run up to you. Sometimes they'll stand in line to dance with you, especially if you're a teacher who's a foreigner.
Right.
And then when they ask you to dance, she'll say to you on one, or she'll say on two, and then dance. Yeah, you just dance with her on one or on two. Because, when I was in LA, we danced on two, but we danced mostly Puerto Rican style on two, break forward on a two.
Right.
But here they don't know what Puerto Rican style on two is. They dance New York style on two, where you break back on the two as men,
right,
and break forward on the six. So I didn't know that when I first came here, but it mixed with I was mixing Puerto Rican with New York, and but the dance studio hired me when I first came into Hangzhou, and he says, I need you to teach New York style on two. And I said, I don't know how to teach New York style on two. I'm an LA boy. Okay. But he taught me, to teach how to teach on two. And he's very good, Chinese guy.
Wow.
And
cool.
But the patterns, LA style patterns and New York style patterns are the same. So I picked it up really quick and easy, and I worked for his studio for about 3 months until I went off on my own and started teaching back LA style. I'm an LA boy, man. I got to teach LA style.
Right. Okay. Dope.
So I opened up my own. I started teaching for other studios for a while, and then became very popular and was called to Shanghai, and because Shanghai is one of the biggest cities in China, it's one of the most popular cities. Beijing and Shanghai are the biggest, well-known cities in China.
And where's that in relation to Beijing? Because I just know Beijing.
Beijing it's like almost like New York to LA. It's but it's not as far. Beijing is a 2-hour flight from Shanghai, about a 2-hour and a half flight.
Okay.
If you take the train, it's about maybe 7 hours by train, something like that.
Okay. Cool.
So it's a bit far, but for me, Shanghai is 1 hour on the speed train, on the bullet train.
Nice.
So it only takes me 1 hour because I go to Shanghai every weekend to teach Argentine tango.
Okay.
So I was doing performance.
So you worked for a studio for how long before you decided to kind of do your own thing?
I worked for 2 different studios.
Okay.
And then I was also teaching in Shanghai part-time and doing performances there and everything. And so now everybody knows who I am. And I'm doing workshops, going to different cities all over China, doing workshops, going to Thailand as well, teaching and doing workshops. Yeah. So it's I've been invited to other places like Paris and Canada, but I don't have time to go to these places.
Right.
But then after maybe about 3 years working with other people, we decided to open our own studio. My wife and I. Yeah, I got married too.
Oh,
So,
I didn't know that. I didn't know you got married. Okay, cool. And you met your wife in dancing as well, right there in the studio, or teaching? Can you hear me? I think you froze up there, Mike. Let's see here. All right. All right. All right. We're back. We back.
I had to come change rooms to get a stronger signal.
Okay.
Hopefully I don't bother my colleagues too much.
Nice, man. What time is it over there right now, by the way?
Now it's 1:45.
Okay. Okay, cool.
1:45 on Tuesday.
On Tuesday. Oh, damn. Okay. Wow. Okay.
You guys are still on Monday, right?
We're still on Monday night.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Your future.
I feel like I'm behind over here.
Yeah. Oh, that sound is familiar. Those sirens in the background, that's familiar.
That's familiar. Yeah,
I miss that sound. That's LA for real.
That's LA. Dude,
Yeah,
so
man.
I know where we left off is that you got married, and I think I asked did you meet her there? Was she a student? Was it a friend? Did you just meet her somewhere? Kind of connected?
I was one of those naughty teachers dating his students, and
Okay.
this one, oh, there's the bell. I'm kind of working today.
Okay.
This one, she just grabbed me. She was awesome. And,
Awesome.
yeah. Hold on, let me wait for the bell to stop ringing. It's a little loud. It's I hope you can edit all this, right?
I
You can
can't.
edit all this out. Okay.
Well, I can't edit the bell out, but it's fine. It'll give the listeners a sense of excitement. Yeah. Like,
So, anyway.
bells are ringing in China. Oh shit.
Indeed. I probably should go outside. Hey, you got video working, right?
Yeah.
Give you a little tour.
Oh, dope. Oh, that
I'm
was
working
sick.
at school right. Daytime, I work during this at a school
Okay. Okay.
teaching. Yeah,
Nice.
sports and
Teaching English.
psychology. And,
Oh, okay, cool.
so I'm outside now. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see. Perfect.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
really beautiful today. The sky is clear, and it's a gorgeous day today.
Wow.
I'm going to try to go over here in the shade. Hopefully, I'll be able to keep the signal. If not, then I'll go back inside.
Wow.
But so far, so good. Yeah.
Beautiful background, man. I love that building in the background. Is that a big office building?
It's a little loud out here, but
No worries.
it's going to
I
be
can hear
loud
you
inside too because. You hear me?
I can hear you good. Clear.
We good? Okay. Let's do from here now. All right, good.
So that's a school in China.
Right,
What school? Is that a university? Is that what kind of school is that? What type of school is that? Can you hear me? Hello?
That I'm working at?
Yes.
I work at an international high school.
Cool.
During the day.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
I teach I teach in the thing about China, man, they'll make you work. Chinese people work hard, bro. They work usually 6 days a week. Usually maybe sometimes 10 hours a day.
Damn.
So, yeah, usually this hardcore, man. But you know, it's not like how you think, because China's a communist country.
Right.
However, people here are allowed to make as much money as they can. Just like capitalism is still a thing here as well.
Right.
People work and save money, buy houses, buy cars, take trips, take vacations, all that stuff. No different. Just like back home. The only thing here is they don't vote. You know, the government chooses their leaders for them, and that's pretty much almost pretty much the same as back home.
Really?
No, we think we're voting back home, you know, but if our vote did count, then we would have Hillary will be our president instead of Trump, right? So,
right.
So
right.
we learned a thing or two about that.
Right. Right. So it's almost the same.
So during the daytime,
I said it's almost the same.
Pretty much. It's almost the same. You know, you have limited amount of freedom of speech here too. I mean, yeah, most Chinese are not allowed to talk shit about Xi, about their president, but actually he's doing a pretty good job, so nobody really wants to talk shit about him. And then like one thing I noticed off the bat, man, is the cops here, they really stick to the law. They don't look at you as black, white, Chinese. Is if if you break the law, then they.
Oh, I think I'm losing you, man. You just froze up on me. All right. Let's try this again. Oh, perfect. Okay. Awesome. Can you hear me?
I got you.
Okay, perfect, man. Awesome. Let's try this again. I love this. It's like 4 different locations.
Right. We got it down.
Awesome. So you were telling me a little bit about China, and then you mentioned that how long ago did you get married? Was it how many years?
I got married I think it was last year. Yeah, got married last year.
Cool.
And it's been pretty good. Yeah.
Nice.
It's yeah, I met her from dancing. She was one of my students, and then I started teaching her how to become a teacher, and started giving her training because I needed a partner. Okay. And then and then we started dating, and then one thing happened to the next, and then it worked out just well.
That's awesome, man. So you were working for a few studios for a few years, and then you decided to start your own studio. Was it with your wife?
Yeah, actually, it was her idea because she's really good with money and finance. Okay. So one day she figured out all the students and how much money this guy was making off of me, and she says we need to open our own studio. And so we looked for a place, and in China everything is really cheap. Start up a company, start up your business is not that expensive. Okay. So we did it. We started up our own. We found a nice place, and just fix it up. And, get people to come in and do construction. It's like back home. It's not that expensive, but it's even cheaper than back home. Very cheap.
Really?
Yeah, really cheap. Like if you wanted to come here and start a business, it wouldn't be difficult at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Yeah.
Wow.
And we found a place, and and then all our students, about 90% of our students followed us, and it's been going pretty good. We're called LA Soul. We have a website, lasouldance.com. Check us out there.
Awesome.
With YouTube, we have a YouTube channel, Afro Latin International.
Okay.
And
nice.
You find us on YouTube. And we've brought a few performers here, and we brought Liz Lira here. We brought Orchestra La Palabra. We brought him.
Oh,
and
nice.
Next month, we're bringing Alian Ramirez. She's coming. Yeah, so we always bring teachers and professional dancers, and we do festivals and everything, always finding different ways to promote Afro-Latin culture, man. And it's been going well.
Yeah. Freaking awesome, dude. What are some of the events and festivals that are held there?
Oh man, every year we have the Bachata Festival. Now we have Kizomba festivals. We have Salsa Mi Mucho. We have now also Zouk.
Zouk, right.
Zouk festival. Zouk is getting bigger and bigger every year.
Okay. Wow.
But the fastest dance that's growing now is Kizomba.
Yeah. Right. It's growing like crazy there, huh?
Kizomba's going like crazy. So far, Salsa's still number one.
Yeah.
But Kizomba, I would say Salsa's number one. Bachata's number two. Then Argentine Tango and Kizomba kind of even. And Zouk is coming up next. Zouk is the next one to start blowing up. So, but Chinese love to dance, and they love salsa. And if you go to a festival here, you're going to see like maybe 200, 300, 400 people showing up for dancing.
That is sick.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's love.
The biggest salsa festival in Asia would be in Thailand, probably in Thailand, where they have like 500 people coming to dance salsa.
No way. Where in Thailand?
Thailand, Phuket, and Bangkok. Usually they have
I went to Thailand last November, and we went to Bangkok, and we went to the top of a building on the top floor, and they had salsa dancing on the top floor overlooking the city.
Yeah.
It was badass. Man. Sick.
So now the next festival that's coming up is a Kizomba festival called Aphrodisiac. Okay. So we've been invited to go there and teach workshops and perform. So, and we go there every year. It used to be called Kizobasa, but now they changed it to Aphrodisiac. We go there. This is This is fourth year that they have it. So it's going well. Yeah.
Wow. Have
Yeah,
you
man.
have you thought about doing a bigger event like a big salsa festival in the future?
Oh, I don't like, man. I'm too stressed out bringing all those people from all over the place and getting that's not for me. I like doing small events. I let these other guys do the big ones,
Yeah.
and I don't see how they do it because one of the biggest events is two biggest events in Shanghai is Salsa Mi Mucho
Yeah.
and the Bachata Festival, which is coming up in November. That one, they by the time they need at least 1 hour for all the performances, at least 1 hour, because so many people come to perform,
Right.
and she's got about maybe 300 people there. It's insane. I don't know how these promoters can do these big events and not lose their mind. For
Right.
me, I'm not interested in that. I like
Yeah.
bringing one or two or three
Right.
performers and teachers and keep it small, and we make a good amount of money off of that too. Just keeping it small is easier
Nice.
for us.
And your students are all from the other studio. And how do you get new students to come into your studios? Do
Half
you and your
half
wife?
of our half of our students are foreigners because
Really?
more and more every year, more and more foreigners are moving to China. So,
Wow.
like I said, now we have a big African explosion in China. A lot of Africans living here in China, going to school, going to
Okay.
the universities, getting degrees, and some of them go back to Africa with their degrees. Some of them stay here and they marry Chinese girls and they stay working in China.
Wow.
We have a lot of more and more Latinos now
Okay.
because the government is working more with Latin America.
Yeah.
So this year was the most Latinos I've ever seen in China doing business with Chinese and doing well.
Wow.
So half of my students are foreigners. The other half are from China. We have students from Canada, from France, from the Netherlands, from um, from very few from America, from UK, everywhere. We got them from all over the place,
Wow.
and that's our studio is the number one studio for bicultural mixing for intercultural relationships when it comes to students. Most other studios are all Chinese.
Okay.
We have a good mix of everybody. LA Soul, so it's
And that's
yeah.
no. I was going to ask, how long have you had your studio now? For how many years?
Oh, it's been a year now.
It's been
We've
one
been
year.
with
Okay.
this year has been our 1 year anniversary,
Wow.
so it's going well. Yeah, and we promote on we promote on our YouTube page,
Okay.
Afro Latin International, and we promote on Facebook. We have LA Soul Dance page, Facebook. Make sure you give us a like,
I will.
and we put all our videos up there and everything. And we promote on the website, and we do a lot of promoting on Chinese media too. Chinese, we don't have WhatsApp. Chinese don't use too much Facebook. We have what's called WeChat. WeChat works
WeChat.
like, yeah,
Oh.
WeChat, WeChat,
Okay.
and it works like WhatsApp, but it's a little more advanced because now you can pay. We don't even use paper currency anymore in China. Everything we just scan it. From
Really?
except for these old guys over there.
So it's all digital. It's all scanned.
All digital, yeah. You just
Oh
take your
wow.
phone with you, scan everything, pay everything through your WeChat or your Alipay. And now,
Dang.
which is convenient because now I can use Alipay to pay for things and order things from on international websites too. So it works out. I can connect my Alipay with my PayPal. So it works out
Oh.
really well now.
Oh
Before we
shit.
couldn't do that; it was a pain in the ass. But now we can do all that. It's much
Wow.
easier now.
That's so much
Mhm.
more convenient. Damn.
It is, man. The technology here is insane. Um, like, John, how far would you say Shanghai from to Hangzhou was about the equivalency of Vegas to LA?
300 kilometers.
Okay, like
200 miles.
200 miles from Shanghai
Yeah.
to the city I live in, Hangzhou, and you take the speed train, it gets you there in an hour. The thing goes fast, man.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
yeah,
200 miles in an hour?
yeah, gets you there in an hour, and that's including the stops. If there's no stop, you get there in about 45 minutes, 45 minutes, yeah, without stopping. It's really fast, man. And
Wow.
Shanghai, you can live in Shanghai and never learn Chinese. It's like that.
Really?
Shanghai's so international, yeah.
Oh, because there's so many foreigners from everywhere.
Huh? Yeah, we got foreign, especially in Shanghai.
Shanghai.
But in
Yeah.
Hangzhou now, Hangzhou's become more and more foreigners. And
Okay.
we have, you don't need a car. We know a lot of people have cars here. You
Yeah.
don't really need it. We have the subway system goes everywhere. And most people ride electric bikes. You ride e-bikes everywhere. I ride an e-bike to work
Dude,
every day.
that's barely. We're barely starting to get electric bikes here. Like in the
Man, I
last
mean,
year,
you talk about
scooters.
you talk about the Green New Deal. China has already been starting the Green New Deal maybe 2, 3 years ago. We
Wow.
have buses that run on pure electric buses,
Wow.
and they already cut their emissions like crazy, man. So don't tell me it can't be done back home. If they
Yeah.
can do it here, it definitely can be done back home.
So how's the smog there? Is it getting better as far as the emissions and
Much
whatnot?
better, man. I'm telling you, it's night and day compared to when I first came here to now.
Yeah.
Night and day.
Wow.
This time of year, the sky would be white, but now you see outside is blue and sunshine. They're really taking a lot of steps to decrease emissions. So
Wow.
it's getting much better. They're doing a lot to make it happen. So it makes the
Wow.
living here much more comfortable. Air is much more clean,
Wow.
and you can notice it. It's instantly noticeable. Yeah, I
Wow.
don't know. I don't know if you're close to my age, but I remember growing up as a kid in LA. We
Mhm.
go out to play basketball. That sky would be great. We go out and
Yeah.
play basketball.
Yeah.
You coughing
It
and
was.
wheezing, but
Yep.
by the
Like
time you finish, and
late
then they took out,
'80s.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then they took all the lead, all the gas, and then we have now now it's night and day in LA.
Yeah.
Same thing here. They've cleaned it up a lot, so it's gotten better, man. It's gotten
Wow.
better.
Wow.
But I never
That's dope.
expected to be here for 7 years. I tell you that.
You only expected to be there 1 year, which is
1 year was
crazy.
my plan.
So you
1 year.
you definitely fell in love with the country. That's
I did.
awesome.
I have to say I did. The people are, let me, especially as Americans, the name for America in Chinese is called Meiguo. 美
Okay.
国就是意思就是 means beautiful country. The
Oh
literal
wow.
translation is beautiful country.
Wow.
So China really thinks a lot of Americans, thinks highly of Americans for the most part. They want to send all their kids to American schools.
Right.
Americans that come to China usually place a little bit higher than other foreigners.
Right.
So when I tell people I'm American, I get a really good response for them usually, and they're very helpful. They want to help you, and if you learn, the secret is the biggest thing is you want to learn as much Chinese as possible. If you can speak Chinese even a little bit, man, they'll just open their doors to you. They'll just really embrace you and go the extra mile for you because they see that you're trying to learn a little bit of the country, about the culture in their country. And Chinese are very, very proud about their culture and their history because it's 5,000 years of history. So
Right.
they're really proud about that. So if you learn the culture, you learn a little bit of language, you'll be welcomed. No problem.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. And the thing is, what is also interesting is when I first came here, it's all about mostly white culture. They want a white face on every business and everything. Now that's changed. It's still like that a little bit, but not as much as it used to be. When I walk down the streets now, before when I came here, I would look at the billboards and all the signs. It was only white people. Now
Really?
you see black, yeah. Now you see black models just as much as you see white models, and the signs and the billboards everywhere. So it's more now. It's very much multicultural, as opposed to 7 years ago. Yeah. So it's gotten to be a lot more diverse than it has been before. Before the only classes we're teaching were English, but now they're learning Spanish as well, and they're learning German. I have one of my Chinese students. He speaks fluent Spanish. Fluent Spanish.
Wow.
This guy,
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, man.
What were some of the challenges that you faced when you actually first moved there for the first time?
Weather, us being from LA, we're used to sunshine every day. We're used to blue skies. Here we have seasons. we get winter. Yeah, and it gets fucking cold, man. Shit, it gets cold.
You get
And
snow?
well, not for you, John. Yeah.
Boston.
He said not for you, John.
Well, John, my boss, he's over
Yeah.
here. Listen, he's been to Boston. He's been to the East Coast. He grew up in cold areas. He goes back home to France. Well, he's used to it. And for me, I'm not used to that, man. In this 7 years, I'm still not used to the cold. So that's
You're from LA, man.
LA. I'm used to the
hot
sunshine.
weather.
I'm used to that. So that was my biggest thing, to get used to the living in cold conditions. The second one was the language and the culture.
Now, as far as the language, what did you study before you moved? Did you read a book?
No,
Did you actually go online? Use
no,
Rosetta Stone? What'd you do?
no, I figured I would best learn it when I got here. And so the first thing I learned is what's called pinyin.
Okay.
Pinyin is because China, like I said, they don't have an alphabet. They have characters for everything. Everything you see, everything you do has a character for it.
Right.
And so I had to learn to know the characters. Like if I say, okay, for instance, if I say ni hao, like you say hello, it's ni hao.
Ni hao.
Ni means you, hao, good. You know, like in Black and Latin cultures, we say, you good? You good,
Yeah.
bro? You good?
You're good. You're good.
That's the literal translation in Chinese, ni hao, means you good. So the same, exact same translation. So ni has its own character, hao has its own character.
Okay.
But if, for instance, if I say ma, it's the same spelling, but they have 4 different tones. Each tone makes the word a completely different word, completely different meaning. Yeah, so it's really interesting. Ma just means like a question, like asking you a question. Patrick, horse, ma 怎么说? Ma means horse. Okay, so the spelling and the pronunciation is the same, but the tone is different. So
the inflection and the tone creates a different word.
Exactly. Okay. So even if you learn a sentence and you learn it verbatim, if you say the wrong tones, it can have the wrong meaning.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
So that's also I'm still in the process of learning that. That's not easy.
How many characters have you learned so far? Are you able to write the characters?
Barely nothing. Only about 300 at that, which is nothing. That's like just like the tip of the iceberg. You know.
Wow. Wow.
I have a long way to go. I have to learn 3,000 before I can take this test.
So wow. You have to learn 3,000 before you can take a test?
Yeah, before I can take the test. It's not easy.
Wow.
But it's doable. There's foreigners who are doing this. Foreigners who go to school here to study Chinese, you know, to go to the universities here from different countries. So if they can do it, I feel like I can do it too. Why not?
That's awesome. Because
it makes things just interesting.
When I think of China, I think of just the characters and the way to communicate. It's just the most hardest thing in my mind.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have a friend of mine who learned Chinese and everything. I think he knows maybe 1,000 or 2,000 characters, but he learned it. Mm-hmm. So I know it's definitely possible for anyone to learn it. It just takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just memorization. You just got to remember, and your memory will improve. Right. But there's an order to these characters. You have to write them. When you write them, you have to write them in a certain order, certain stroke direction with the characters, which makes it a little bit more complicated. And then and that helps you to remember. If you learn the character and you practice writing it, it helps you to remember the character as well. It helps a lot. Mm-hmm. It's not easy, man. It's interesting.
I can imagine, but it's also for some of the students that you have there that are trying to learn English. It's probably as equal as hard for them.
No, dude, kidding me? No way. No? And compared to learning Chinese, English is way much easier because we have an alphabet.
Good point.
You know, if you don't know the word, you can figure out how to read it. You know, so it's much easier. And I tell them that all the time. I would say the third biggest thing was, you know, as a black guy coming to China, I didn't know if I was going to be able to meet girls. I didn't know how they feel about that. But the fact, and I tell you, this is the truth. The fact that I'm a dancer, I'm a falsetto, that I can dance, that got me there. Really? If you can dance, for anybody who think, even, especially for guys, if you're even thinking about dancing, but you're not sure about it, do it. Do it. Because if you could dance salsa or tango, bachata, these dances, you can take that anywhere and you'll meet girls, so there'll be no problem because women love to dance. And so it didn't matter that my skin color is different and that my culture is different. Women still found me attractive and I was still dating like crazy. I was going crazy for a while there until I met my wife. Now I'm a good boy.
Yeah, you're faithful. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, man.
That's great.
I come home.
Well, I was going to say, you guys had your studio for about a year now. You promote on social media, but you Do you promote more on the China? Is there China social media? Do you guys use
Yeah.
Instagram? Do you? I know you said you don't use Facebook as much, but what other platforms do you use besides
Well,
what?
for foreigners, we do use Facebook. Like I said, we have the LA Soul Dance
Right.
Facebook page, and we do that. But for China, they have, like I said, they have WeChat, they have
Right.
QQ,
Right.
they have different platforms that Douyin, all these
Okay.
different platforms. You know how America we have YouTube
Yeah.
and Vimeo. That's about it.
Right.
They have a lot of different media sites for videos. A lot like
Really?
Yoku, Todu, Vicky. What other websites do you have for videos, Vicky? Oh, she's got her headphones in, she can't hear me.
Yeah,
They have
because
a lot.
we only have YouTube, it seems. Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube and Vimeo.
Yeah.
But here they have like at least 5, 6, 7 different platforms for videos alone. Yeah.
Wow.
So we try to hit them all, and people usually find us though, usually mostly still by word of mouth, especially
Yeah.
the foreigners. They always say, "Oh, I hear about LA Soul. I want to come here and learn from you." So,
That is
but
sick. So people know about it. Even people
yeah,
from other countries, they come and they know
yeah,
about it.
on our YouTube page, which is Afro Latin International, we have videos all on YouTube, and they've gotten some clicks. I think the video that has the most clicks maybe has over 300,000 views. Still hasn't hit that 500,000 mark yet. I'm still hoping. You guys help me hit the 500,000 mark on my
Yes.
YouTube
Yes.
channel, Afro Latin International.
Awesome.
I have a video dancing in Shaman,
Mhm.
and because I did a workshop there, and I'm dancing with all these Chinese girls there, and that video's got a lot of views. And I got
Wow.
all these videos that I'm dancing or teaching dance in China. Those have quite a few views, so
Wow.
that helps us get some traction for our studio as well. And the fact that we do performances here and there, and going around and working for companies, stuff like that.
And I also love the fact that you're bringing people from other countries to teach.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
are you doing a once a month type social, once a week, or what? How are you in your
No,
life?
oh no, that's right. I should have mentioned that. Thank you for asking about that. Yeah, we have twice a week. We have our own parties.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a party on Wednesday and a party on Friday. And the other guy, his name is Kevin, Chinese name Joning. He has a studio. He was the first to open salsa studio in this city, Hangzhou. This city has 8 million people. I would say less than 2% know what salsa is still.
Wow.
If you say Latin dance, they know what that is.
Okay.
But they don't know what is salsa. They don't know what is, because Latin dance for them is what you see the ballroom dancers do. You know how
Right.
they do in the ballroom where they do all the, yeah.
Right.
But that's not socials, that's not salsa.
Right.
But so they don't know. They know that, but they don't know what salsa is. Most of them. So many of the Chinese that come and learn salsa is the first time seeing it, being introduced to it.
Wow.
So it still has a long way to go, because
Yeah.
China has a couple billion people.
Yeah.
And so most of the people don't know what it is, but they're slowly finding out. When they see it, they enjoy it. They love watching it. They want to take a part of it. So when we have the parties, a lot of times it's the first time they ever see it. And so they come out and they learn it. They join the school, and once a month, we give a free class, and a lot of people come and try it. And then the studio is usually really packed, and maybe about 15, 20% will join right then and there.
Yeah.
So it's going good, and now it's grown. There's another guy who has 2 parties a week. He started teaching salsa there in the city too. So now in my city of Hangzhou, we have salsa parties 6 nights a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. No way.
Every night except for a Monday. So the other guy, he has 2 parties. He has a party on Thursday and Sunday. Joning, Captain Studio, they have a party on Tuesday and Saturday, and we have our party on Wednesday and Friday. So yeah, it's just keep getting bigger, and the more people that have parties, the more people learn about it, and the more it keeps growing. Yeah, man.
Do you do any type of once a month bigger events? As it seems like the trend here
Not
in
so-
LA, where they have the big
not-
socials once a month, every other month or so.
Well, there's always a studio that has a big festival, so we don't need to do that often, because if we did, we would always be competing with some other studio.
Right.
And it's not like back home. Back home, everybody's supportive of each other. All the teachers, we all support each other. We all support each other's parties.
Right.
It's very friendly here, but here the studios are more like competition. They're more like fighting each other. Especially Tango, man. They're vicious. My God, these people.
Really?
Really vicious, man. There's one guy told people that I was running from the police. That's why I came to China, because I was trying to escape the police, and told all this. Yeah.
What the fuck?
He told all these people all this. The problem was half of the people that he had at that time were my old students. So of course they came back and told me, and they told the guy I was working for at the time, said, "Hey, this guy, Mr. Law, he's telling lies about Michael. You guys need to do something."
Oh my
So
God.
the guy I was working for threatened to sue him, and I never said that. But all our people said, "Yeah, you said that." But karma's a bitch, man, because now this guy was doing well. He had a tango party once a week. Now he has nothing. He doesn't even have tango students, nothing anymore. He's done. So that's karma. Karma came and bit him in the ass for that. Yeah. And what's so bad about it is I was one of the guys that helped him get started. And then he turned around and stabbed me in the back right there. So tango people here are pretty vicious. Not all, but it's vicious. So the schools fight each other here, especially in Shanghai. They all fight each other. Yeah. Here in Hangzhou, we're pretty cool with each other. It's just one studio we're not so cool with.
Right.
But most of the other people we're very usually cool with, sort of support each other. So it's not bad, but it's definitely more competition than we did have in LA. In LA, it's a lot more friendly, but here it's a lot more like that.
Yeah. Well, there's some people in LA that are like this.
A few, but not to the degree of here. Here is insane. Man.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. That's awesome, dude.
It's been a roller coaster ride. It's been good and bad. I mean, in LA, I can't even remember the last time I got into a fist fight in LA. Here, I got into two.
You're kidding?
No, one big drunk Chinese dude. I had to take him down.
Oh,
and then another
at the salsa club?
Or at a salsa club.
No.
Never see a fight at a salsa
That's
club.
Unheard of. That's unheard of.
But this guy was belligerent, and he was trying to grab at this girl. She jumped behind me, and so he tried to push me over to get to her, and then I invaded my space, and then we started fighting. Took him down. I just held him because I was only in China for maybe a month at this time. I just told the guy, just take it easy, take it easy. He got an arm free. Punched me, put his arm back down, said, "Don't do that again." He punched me again. I got up,
Wow.
And after that, I was terrified that I was going to get kicked out of China. Yeah. But the thing is the police don't want to get involved with that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. They only get involved like if you're stealing something or if you're doing something highly illegal. If you're having a fist fight or something like that, they're not going to get involved with that.
So it's mostly if you really break the law.
Yeah, I'll tell you this story. Like I told you, there's only 3 guys I know who've been to Chinese jail. And one of them was a Latino guy. The other 2 guys are white guys. Okay. And one of these guys is really crazy, a good friend of mine. And I told him, I said, "Dude, what happened?" He said, he stole something. I said, "Well, how you get caught?" CCTV. In China, there's CCTV everywhere. There's cameras everywhere.
Oh, shit.
Everywhere there's cameras. Yeah. So the guy stole something, and they just followed him back to his home from one camera to the next camera to the next camera to the next. And then later, like five or six cops showed up at his door and took him to jail. And he spent 3 weeks in jail. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. And he told me all about Chinese jail.
So they can literally follow you home.
From CCTV cameras, yeah.
Like the movies. We've all seen these movies when they
from one camera to the next camera to the next camera to the next camera.
Holy shit.
And following him home. Yeah. Yeah, man.
That's wild.
So,
wow.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Wow.
So yeah, that was one fight I've been into. And they just took the guy out, and my friends just pulled me aside and said, don't get any more fights. And the second fight I was in is trying to help out a friend of mine who was acting like an ass, and the bodyguards dragged him out, and like 8 Chinese dudes was just beating him up. And I was afraid they're gonna kill this dude. So I just jumped in and grabbed one Chinese guy behind his back and just threw him down, and they all started converging on me, and I just boom, boom, just ran out and jumped in the first taxi I saw. That was it. There's only 2 fights I've been in. Yeah, man, but I can't remember the last time I've been in a fight back home. So it's been ups, it's been downs, but mostly it's been good. It's been really good here.
And it's been 7 years, right?
7 years, yeah.
Wow.
And I've also been in the hospital 3 times in the hospital from food. So you got to be careful. Back home we can eat from the taco truck,
Right.
and it's gonna be okay. Here you can, especially as foreigners, we can't eat street food, the street barbecue stuff.
Why is that?
Our stomachs not built for that, not at all.
Why? Is it because of the spices, or is it?
No, it's because of sometimes they use old oil, and there's been guys been caught from getting oil from that's been thrown out, and they're going back and get it.
I see.
And the first time I was in the hospital, man, I was there for 8 hours. I didn't think I was going to make it, dude. I was shivering. I was throwing up. Couldn't keep anything down. Then they just put the IV in my hand.
Oh, shit.
And then put me in the bed. And I was in the hospital for 8 hours. Guess how much was my bill? My hospital bill. How much did you guess?
$300. $300.
300 yuan, which is about $60.
What?
Yeah, 8 hours in the hospital. Yeah, man.
$60?
About that. Yeah.
For how long were you in the hospital?
I was in the hospital about 8 hours, almost overnight. Yeah, about overnight. Yeah. So,
Holy shit.
talk about the medical system. Talking about they don't charge you. Like back home, they're gonna charge you $90 for an aspirin. Here they don't charge you. Yeah.
Seriously, you're overnight in the hospital. Yeah, you're overnight in the hospital. You're looking at over $1,000.
Easily, if that, you're lucky if you go over $1,000. Here is pretty reasonable. It's a lot more reasonable than back home.
Yeah,
the Medicare system. Yeah, and it's pretty good, pretty decent. It's not great. It depends on the city that you are in also, but it's not bad. The hospital's not a place you want to be. I remember I cut my thumb open, and I went into the emergency. And it didn't take me long at all for them to see me. Maybe I was waiting for about 45 minutes before they stitched me up. Right. And my insurance covered that, so it was okay. Because the school, they give us insurance here. Yeah.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah, man, it's been good.
You've been there 7 years. When's your next event that you're actually having?
Next month we bring Alien Ramirez, October 25th. Okay. She'll be here for a week straight. She's going to train my wife and certify my wife, because my wife's been dancing for 3-4 years now. Wow. But I want to get her certified, because in China, certification means everything.
Really?
Yeah, it's a bigger deal if you're certified. You don't have to be certified to be a teacher, but if you are, it carries more weight.
So how does that work? How does that work if Alien comes and teaches her? How does she get certified?
Well, Alien will come and she will train Ivy. My wife's name is Ivy. She will train Ivy one-on-one, and then test her, of course, to see if she's got it. But she couldn't even do the certification if she hasn't been dancing already for a certain amount of time. And Ivy's already been dancing for 3 years.
Right.
So for her to be teaching, I always told her, because I've been certified, but I was certified through one of the top teachers at Arthur Murray after he left Arthur Murray. Right. And so Alien, she's 24-time world champion. Right. You get a certification from her, you could. Everybody knows who she is in China. She's world famous. So Ivy would do the training with her, would do the testing, and Alien will ask her the questions and make sure she knows all the answers, and watch her how she teaches, make sure she does everything she was told. Then she would give her a certification. It's not cheap. Not cheap. Alien expensive. Alien is expensive, but it's worth it.
Of course, right. No, she's
Alien was one of my first teachers back in LA.
She's a legend, man. She's a freaking legend.
Yeah. Her and Alex were my teachers for performance. Yeah. And then that sucks what happened with Alex, that whole deal. But Alien's still touring. She's still doing. I think she's got a kid. I don't know. She might have 2 kids. I'm not sure, but I know she has a kid, and she's still doing her thing, man. Girl's badass.
She such a badass. She's a legend, man. She's a badass. She's fucking amazing, man. Dude, that's so fucking dope. So your event's next month, and I love the fact that you bring in dancers from different parts of the world, man. It's so.
So if you're a dancer, teacher, you want to come to China, you're planning to visit China, you want to make some extra money while you're here, look me up.
There we go.
Give you some workshops in my studio, LA Soul. We definitely put you to work. Or you just come to the parties and I'll show you around, have a good time, we'll introduce you, and you will get some love. Especially if you teach salsa, especially salsa and bachata, kizomba, tango, all good.
You hear that? You hear that, dancers from LA? You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Reach out to Mike. Reach out to Mike.
Not just from LA. It could be from anywhere as long as you're dancing on one. We are on one studio, LA Style Studio.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What if you're dancing on two? You got to give people that dance on two some love.
No, I got another buddy who has another studio teaches on two. We stick to on one.
Perfect. There you go.
Yeah.
Whether you dance on one and two, you're good.
We'll look out for you. No worries.
Awesome.
Dude, congratulations to you too on your podcast. It's so awesome, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Well, dude, thank you for being on the show, man. I just want to conclude it with, dude, you've been an inspiration, man. I love the fact that you just decided to leave LA. You made the decision, went to a different country, you know, and now you started your own studio with your wife, and you're paving your own way to try to garner some success in what you do, man. And I love the fact that you're bringing Alien, Ramirez. It's awesome, dude. It's just amazing to see a little bit of on your journey, dude. It's awesome.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. You know,
where can people find you, dude? Where can people drop your website? And I know you said it before, but what's up?
I'll say it again. LA Soul, LASoulDance.com is our website. LA Soul Dance, Facebook. Find us on Facebook under LA Soul. Give us a like. And you can see all our videos there. Instagram, also LA Soul Dance on Instagram we have. And what am I forgetting? Oh, YouTube, Afro Latin International. Look us up there. Or even type in Mike Nice, and Salsa. You'll find us under those two words if you're looking up on YouTube. Oh, we just dropped a new video working with Orchestra La Palabra. So if you know La Palabra, he came to us, he came to China, to Hangzhou, shot half of his video here. So the video is called Llegó Energía, Release the Energy, Bring the Energy, Llegó Energía, and you can look it up on YouTube and you can see us in the second half of the video. Half of us filmed in Colombia, the other half is filmed in China, in Hangzhou. So look that up too as well.
Nice. That's fucking hot. That is awesome, man. Well, dude, again, brother, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for sharing your story with us. And anyone that's watching this, man, you want to go to China, you want to be a part of just being out there teaching, reach out to Michael. You know?
Oh, bro, I'll teach you one Chinese phrase before you go. So whenever someone's doing something good and they're trying to make it happen, you can say to them, "Jiao."
Tayo.
Jiao.
Jiao.
Yeah, jiao.
What does that mean exactly?
It just means, literal meaning is add oil or add gas. It just means go for it, do it, make it happen, push it.
Jiao. Wait, say that again? I already messed up, see?
Jiao.
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 Jiao. Jiao.
Jiao.
Jiao. I'm gonna say that to my friend.
Jiao.
Jiao.
There you
go.
There you go.
Brother. Awesome, brother. Well, I'll talk to you soon, dude. Thank you for being on the show, and then I'll send you a link once I put it up.
Thanks, bro. Take care.